Hello, this is Scott Smith from COBRA Firing Systems, and today I'm going to be discussing the protective silicone boot for the COBRA firing module. Within this video demonstration, we are going to show you the bottom and top boot. We're also going to show you how you can easily install that onto the firing module. In addition, we're going to show you how you can use the boot to mount the module to varying surfaces, including racks. And then finally, we're going to perform a flame test to show you the fire retardant nature of the boot, in addition to a water test to show you the waterproof nature of the boot within heavy rain and weather conditions. Okay, on the left-hand side, you'll notice that we have the COBRA bottom boot. Now, the bottom boot is a very rugged, thick material. It is also very fire retardant, and we actually offer this in 5 different colors. And to install the module into the boot, it's very simple. You just place the module into the boot. It snaps in there and also has a very nice vacuum hold within the unit. And you'll notice if I flip over the module, you will see that the unit has 12 different mounting tabs on the back with holes. Now the purpose of this is for mounting the module or hanging the module from varying surfaces, including racks. That's something we'll demonstrate later within this video. Now on the right-hand side, we have the COBRA top boot. Now this boot is also made of a heavy-duty silicone material. The primary purpose of the top boot is to provide protection against fallout from your fireworks, any type of flame or intense heat, and also from rain and other heavy weather conditions. To install the top boot, it's very simple. You're just going to take the top boot and place it over top of the module. It is important to mention that you do need the bottom boot if you're going to use the top boot with the system. And you'll notice here that there's a really nice amount of silicone that's extending from the top boot over the bottom boot, and this is really to protect against any type of water, fallout, or debris from entering the module itself. Now, as far as the antenna is concerned, you'll notice that we do provide to use a special antenna connector cap plug. You're going to simply screw your antenna onto the top of this plug, and then you're going to screw the plug directly into the module itself. And since that plug is also made of a silicone material, you're going to have a really nice tight waterproof seal around this, so you don't have to worry about any type of water or debris entering into the module. Now what's really cool is that we've designed the top boot in such a way that you can actually interface with the boot without removing it off of the module. So you'll see here at the top, the first example is the key switch. You can actually pinch and turn the key into either position very easily. You'll also notice that we have a very clear silicone here that you can actually see all of the LEDs. You can press any of the buttons. You can see the 7-segment displays and also the continuity information. And what's really cool is you'll notice that it is daylight right now. I'm very easily able to see this information. But if we go into a night condition, you will now see that it's also very usable. We can see all the information. The continuity information is projected right onto the silicone. And if we did need to make an adjustment to the wiring or to the cables, all we're going to do is just simply pull back on one of these mounting tabs to expose either our slack connectors or our Q-strips. We can make any type of fix and then simply place that material back down and retest the unit. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the different mounting options for the COBRA boot. So you'll see I've got 2 different modules set up here. We've got one module that has traditional E-match coming out the side of it. You'll see on the module itself that this E-match is extending nicely over the bottom boot, but underneath the top boot. So any type of water or debris that's coming down over the module is not going to enter into the bottom of this, providing a really nice solid protection. One of the examples that people use with our mounting boot and the mounting tabs is the use of S-hooks. So you can purchase these at a local hardware store. They hook right into the bottom boot, and then you can take that and you can mount that very conveniently to a rack, and that will allow the module to hang accordingly. In addition to the S-hooks, these mounting tabs can support drywall screws, nails, really anything that will go through them, and you can mount this in a variety of different directions based on whatever your needs are. Now, in this example, we're showing a top boot, a very similar setup. However, in this case, we're using a slat and a cable. Now you see with the cable, it's going to extend in a very similar fashion as the wires, again protecting from water and debris coming through. And you also see that with these antenna connector caps, you don't have to put the antenna directly onto the module itself. You can also use our extension cables accordingly, and that'll allow you to gain additional height based on, again, whatever signal requirements that you may need. Okay, here we are outside, ready to do our water test on the units. We've got a single 18M firing module We've got that connected to a cable and to a slat. The reason I chose the cable is because the cable actually causes the top boot to extend out further than the wire, so this is going to give us really the best test. One thing to note is if you are planning on experiencing heavy rain conditions or harsh weather, this unit is going to be best protected if it's sitting on the ground just like this on a flat surface. That's going to allow for all that water and everything to just fall off the side of the unit. We're going to be dousing the module, we're going to be dousing the cable, we're going to be dousing the slat. Afterwards, we're going to fire a cue. And just to put a little confidence into this, I'm going to take my personal cell phone, which everyone knows how important this is to me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place that directly into the module. We're also going to grab some money. This money is going to be more important within the fire test, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put $100 worth of 20s within the system. Go ahead and we're just going to simply secure that mounting boot down. You'll see that phone actually even causes this to push up slightly, so this will be a great test for us. So let's go ahead and stand back and let's get this thing wet. All right. Okay, we've been in a pretty good, nice duration, so let's go ahead. I'm going to take my remote to begin, and we're just going to go ahead and fire off the C-match. You'll notice everything fired properly, even though that slat was obviously doused within water. We're going to go in, take a look at my module. Everything looks pretty clean here. Just going to kind of shake that off a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of lift up this. And you'll notice that right within the unit, you'll see that we have 5 completely dry $20 bills. My phone looks great, not a drop of water on it. This module looks great, not a drop of water. This, which I think just came from here, which is from my finger. But everything looks great, everything survived. So let's go on to our flame test. Okay, here we are for the best part of the demonstration, the flame test. We have a COBRA module with the top boot installed and the plug. We have 2 E-matches that are connected that when fired are going to self-ignite this module that I'm going to cover in gasoline. It's very important to mention that this is absolutely a flame retardant material. Any type of fallout, hot debris, spillage from a fuel mine, the system is absolutely protected. In the case of an extended inferno, long exposure, you may run some risk of damaging the unit, but for most circumstances, this is a great product that will protect the systems. So, just to put a little bit of confidence in this, I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to take my phone. We're going to put a little bit of money in here. We've got $20, 5 of them for $100. Put them right into the unit. Okay, we're going to put this back on top here. Great, so we've got our boot on here. We've got our 2 E-matches pointing right at the unit. So let's go ahead and we're going to put some gasoline on this. Okay. All right, a nice generous amount of gasoline. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take our remote, and let's go ahead and fire this. Okay, great. So that was the end of the burn test. As you saw, that took quite some time for us to burn. primarily because the gasoline was actually soaked into the ground, providing an excellent test of exposed flame onto this actual unit. So now let's go ahead and let's take this apart, take a look at any type of damage to the exterior or to the module, and hopefully my phone and my money is safe. So here we go. We're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to unscrew this right here. This is fairly warm to the touch. It is definitely not hot. Okay. Now we've gone ahead and removed our antenna. We're just going to go ahead and pull up on this right here. Perfect. So we've gone ahead and we removed our top boot. Obviously our top boot here, this is a very inexpensive item that's going to help protect the unit. You'll see here that my phone looks in great condition. It is not hot or warm at all right now. Also, my money has also been exposed, so we can now go ahead and put that back in my pocket. And we'll just take a little bit of an inspection at my module here. We've got a little bit of damage here to the bottom boot, which is expected. This is slightly warm to the touch, but not very hot. I can see that my unit is actually fully operational here. Proper information is being shown. I can turn it off, turn it back on, and this is obviously performing normally. So top boot did a wonderful job, exposed flame test. All we're gonna do is we would probably just purchase a bottom boot and a top boot, and we're back into action. So thank you very much for the demonstration.